My name's Eliot Wooding-Sherwin and I'm running for your NUS Scotland President. My views on education are that education needs to be demarketised, decolonised and democratised. The way that education works at the moment is that students and staff, the most important people involved in education, the stakeholders, are not the top priority. The top priority for our institutions is to make a profit. So that's something that I believe needs to stop, and we need a strong student movement across Scotland to stop it. Initially, I think being like a transgender queer man, when you're queer, you end up kind of more involved in activism, kind of just easily and quickly, because society doesn't treat us very well. So I was really kind of interested in student activism, but then when I got here, our lecturers were on strike, the UCU, the University and Colleges Union. So my activism started with us going and occupying the management building in solidarity with the UCU. We were there for 2 weeks, and as a result of that, the university suspended myself and other students for a whole 8 weeks. Which was very disproportionate. We were quite big news at the time. Through that experience, I kind of learned about how education is marketised and what I think needs to change and stuff like that. I've been involved in quite a lot of different things. So I was one of the key organisers of the Stirling Climate Festival, which was amazing. We had hundreds of people out for a whole week of lots of events. I was one of the founding members of the Help Not Harm campaign, which was a campaign in Stirling to bring in drug testing kits. That's kits to test the drugs to make sure that they're safe. I was also involved in the University of Sanctuary project, which was bringing scholarships to the university for refugee students. I think the reason I set up the Solidarity Space kind of goes back to in my first year when we occupied the management building. At that point, there was there were a couple of societies. We had what was the SSP Society, the Labour Society, came together, and Red Stirling Society came together to do that action and show solidarity with the UCU. Since then, there hasn't really been a organising group in solidarity with the UCU since we were punished for that action. A lot of people were scared to take similar action again, so I had to sort of get a new group of people together. So we got together and we planned a sit-in as opposed to an occupation, because part of the issue of the occupation was that we were blocking the doors and stuff. So a sit-in was more kind of okay, open space, anyone can still come in, but we are here. So that's what we did. We had the sit-in, and it was in solidarity with the UCU strike at the time. Going forwards from that sit-in though, we felt that actually we could be doing more for students specifically. So we started the housing campaign, which is going pretty strong. My long-term vision for the student movement is to make sure that it is there and it is strong and it is fighting. I think at the moment we're not organised, and we need to be. We need to be an organised movement, which is putting pressure on the government to make the changes that we need. So my vision is to make sure that that movement is there, so that when decisions are being made about our education, they're not just kind of listening to logical arguments as to why they should or shouldn't do things, but they're also thinking, okay, there are thousands of students out there demanding that we need to do this and we need to care about them and make the changes that is going to make their experience and their education better.